Hey everyone, welcome back coin lovers. Today we're diving deep into the world of Australian 5-cent coins and, believe it or not, those little silver coins from 1983 and 1994 could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These 2 years are special because of minting quirks, rare errors and collector interest that make certain versions extremely valuable. In this video I'll show you exactly what to look for, from small details on the echidna designed to hidden minting variations that could turn your pocket change into serious cash. So grab your magnifying glass, get your coin jars ready, and let's explore the most valuable 5-cent coins of 1983 and 1994 that are worth big money in today's collector market. Let's get started. First up, today we're diving deep into one of the little powerhouses of Australian decimal coinage, the 1983 Australian 5-cent. Don't be fooled by the tiny size. This coin has a fascinating story, a massive mintage, occasional collectible surprises, and in certain grades or error forms, it can be worth significantly more than its face value. If you love pocket change treasures and slow burn collectibles, hit like and subscribe now, because we've got about 40 minutes of deep detail packed into this one video. First, the basics: what the 1983 5C looks like and what it's made of. The obverse shows Queen Elizabeth II, second, third. Portrait variants exist across decimal years, and the reverse features Stuart Devlin's iconic echidna design that's been on Australia's 5C since decimalization. The coin is copper nickel, about 75% copper, 25% nickel, weighs roughly 2.83 grams and measures 19.41 millimeters in diameter, small, light, and very familiar in Aussie change. These physical specs matter when identifying altered or counterfeit pieces, so keep a caliper and a pocket scale handy when you're examining examples. Now, the mintages and how common the 1983 piece actually is. The Royal Australian Mint records show 1983 had an extremely large production of 5-cent pieces, well into the hundreds of millions. RAM lists 1983 at about 131.6 -1 units for the 5-cent denomination. That high mintage means most 1983 5C coins are common in circulated condition, which keeps typical values modest unless you have an uncirculated proof or error specimen. In short, common in change, collectible when graded or defective. So how much is a 1983 5C worth today? For most circulated specimens, the value is essentially face value or a small premium to collectors, often a few dollars for nicer UNC pieces. Uncirculated mint roll examples and certified mint state coins can sell for higher prices online. Price guides and auction records show raw uncirculated coins from this year commonly in the single-digit to low double-digit AUD range, while slabbed high-grade pieces or proofs can fetch more proof, and top-graded PCGS and GC items can range from tens to a few hundred USD depending on grade and market. For example, lists and recent auction items show PR graded examples selling noticeably above circulation prices. If you have a PCGS NGCMS 67 or a flawless proof, that's where the serious premiums appear. Errors and varieties, the place where ordinary 5C coins suddenly become interesting. The 1980s Australian Decimal Series produced a range of error types: clipped blankets, off-center strikes, broad strikes, partial collars, and occasional die anomalies. Reports and dealer inventories confirm that 1983 produced error pieces, and there are 1983 error listings in specialist shops and auction houses. While most error 5C pieces are modestly priced, certain dramatic misstrikes or rare planchet clipping types can be worth much more, sometimes tens to hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and eye appeal. If your 5C has a clear how to inspect and grade your 1983 5-cent like a pro, start with a clean, well-lit surface and a loop 10x. Look for luster, hairlines, contact marks, and the sharpness of the echidna and Queen's portrait. Circulated coins show flattening on the high points. Uncirculated coins keep reflective luster and full detail. For serious value, you need an uncirculated UNC or proof example, and modern buyers trust third-party grading PCGS and GC, even if you don't plan to slab. Good photographs of both sides, edge shots, and a short provenance note where you found it. Any packaging help when selling. Reference weight and diameter to rule out altered or counterfeit pieces. Where to sell or get an appraisal: local coin shops are a good first stop for quick appraisals, but online marketplaces, eBay, Heritage Specialist Auction Houses and established dealers will usually realize the highest prices, especially for graded or error coins when listing online. Title your auction with the year, denomination, and any special attributes. 1983 Australia 5C UNC RAM. Echidna off-center error, for example. Include high-resolution images, note weight, diameter, and mention any grading or slab numbers if you suspect a real error that could be valuable. Get multiple opinions from reputable dealers before accepting an offer. A quick market reality check. What to realistically expect if you find a 1983 5C in your pocket today. 90+% of these coins will be worth only face value or a small premium if lightly worn, but the small chance that you found a top grade uncirculated example or a dramatic error is what keeps collectors checking their change. If you're building a long-term collection, focus on pieces with IAPL verified provenance and, when possible, third-party certification. Use price guides and recent auction sales to set reserve prices. Collectors' tips and next steps. If you want to build a set of Australian 5C coins, consider collecting by portrait type, match and Maklof, and later by mint mark, RAM versus overseas strikes, or by condition, MS60 plus MS65 plus proof. Keep coins in inert holders, mylar flips, or capsules. Store them in a dry, stable environment and avoid touching the faces with bare fingers. Join local numismatic clubs or online communities to get opinions and spot trends. Those networks are where real learning and fair deals happen. Alright, before we wrap, here's how you can help the channel and get more deep dives like this. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss the upcoming deep dive episode where I'll open rolls, grade live, and show a dozen real 1983 examples up close, uncirculated, proof and error. Drop a comment with what you'd like me to examine live: slabbed high grade examples, clipped blankets, or off-center beauties. If you found a 1983 5C and change this week, post a photo in the comments or tag me on Instagram and I'll pick a few to review in the next video. Your support helps me get better cameras and grading lamps for clearer coin footage. Next up today, we're diving deep into a little Australian coin that a surprising number of collectors keep an eye on: the 5-cent coin from 1994. On the surface, it's a small silver-colored disc you might have passed 100 times in your life, but once you zoom in on its story, its production, and the little imperfections that can transform a pocket coin into something worth attention, it becomes a fascinating case study. In this video, I'll walk you through everything: the coin's design and composition, mintage, context, common varieties and errors to look out for, condition and grading, advice, realistic price ranges for collectors and sellers, and the best ways to research and move your pieces. If you love detailed coin breakdowns, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss future deep dives like this. Let's start with the basics so everyone's on the same page. The Australian 5-cent coin is very small physically, one of the smallest denomination coins in circulation, and its standard obverse features the reigning monarch's effigy for that year, while the reverse traditionally shows the echidna, a spiny anteater, design that's been iconic for Australia's 5 cents since the coin's introduction in 1966. After decimalization, the 1994 strike will follow the obverse portrait that was current at that time. Study the hairlines, the crown or diadem details, and the lettering around the rim. These are the first things experienced graders check. The metal composition for 5-cent coins of this era is cupronickel, a copper-nickel alloy, which gives that muted silver look and helps explain how these coins age and tone differently depending on storage and handling. To understand value, you need context. 1994 wasn't an anniversary year for the 5-cent specifically, and most 1994 5C pieces were struck for circulation rather than for collectors, so there are usually a lot of plain, well-worn examples. That said, the story isn't just common or not. The Royal Australian Mint runs multiple dies and sometimes mints for demand with varying quality control. Coins from proof sets, mint sets, or special packaging will behave very differently in the market than loose circulation pieces. Keep in mind that subtle differences in mintage run whether some dies were newly prepared that year and whether any production issues occurred are the kind of niche facts that can create micro-collecting markets, especially among Australian decimal specialists. Condition is king. A worn 1994 5-cent found in change is usually worth face value or a tiny premium to collectors who want a full date set. By contrast, a gem in circulated or mint state example with full luster and no Contact marks can command a meaningful premium when you grade. Look at fields, the flat areas for hairlines, bag marks, and contact marks. Inspect the high points of the echidna and the monarch's portrait for wear, and check the rim and lettering for strike weakness or doubling. If you plan to list a coin, use consistent terminology. PR for proof, MS for mint state, O for almost uncirculated, and include clear macro photos showing obverse, reverse, and edge. For a collector market, even a single deep scratch or a rim ding can be the difference between a $1 sale and a $20 or $50 sale. Now the fun bit: varieties and mint errors for coins minted for circulation. The valuable finds are usually die cracks, die clashes, repunch, mint marks, off-center strikes, double strikes, or planchette defects on a 1994 5-cent. You should be scanning for double die obverse or reverse doubling, lettering, or design elements appearing doubled, die crack lines that create raised ridges across fields, and any unusual edge characteristics. Proof and uncirculated mint set pieces are separate. A 1994 proof 5C from an official mint set will be struck with more care and can be worth more to specialists. Be careful with overgraded claims. Always compare suspected errors against verified error catalogs or auction images before assuming a coin is rare. So how much is a 1994 5-cent coin worth? Short answer: for most circulation worn pieces very close to face value. Collectors filing out date runs will pay just a little. For uncirculated mint state pieces, prices climb. Small premiums for MS60, MS63, larger jumps into MS60 for plus territory depending on I appeal. Genuine error pieces and certified high-grade coins can fetch significantly more. The correct approach is to check completed sales on auction platforms, look at recent dealer listings, and consult dedicated price guides, but always give more weight to realized prices, what people actually paid, than to asking prices if you want a ballpark. For today, common circulated examples are usually $0.051. Solid uncirculated examples might be in the $2, $20 range. Certified high grade or unusual errors can be higher, sometimes substantially so, but those are exceptions, not the rule. If you think you found something special, certification helps with beer trust and can raise realized prices, but grading has costs, turnaround time, and no guaranteed return. Trusted grading services like PCGS, NGC, or local reputable houses provide encapsulation and an assigned grade. They also publish census data which can help confirm rarity before sending any coin. Get high-quality photos, check the submission requirements, and weigh the coin's estimated market value against grading fees for lower value 5C coins. Grading often doesn't make financial sense for rare errors or very high grade pieces. Akin: if you do submit, follow best practices. Don't clean the coin. Send the original piece rather than a holder, and carefully document provenance if available. When it's time to move your coin, choose the platform based on the coin's likely value and the beer you want to reach. Low value pieces sell fine at local coin shops or classifieds. Mid-range and specialty coins often do best on auction sites that attract collectors or in specialist forums and Facebook groups where Australian decimal collectors gather. If you opt for an auction, write a detailed description, show clear images of both sides and the edge, and disclose any issues honestly. Transparency builds reputation and avoids returns for higher value pieces. Consider consignment with reputable auction houses or dealers who specialize in Australian coins. Always include provenance and grading details where applicable, and price with realistic expectations based on recent sales, not on the highest what-if asking price you see online. To protect value, storage is simple but important. Avoid handling by the face of the coin. Use gloves or hold by the rim. Store in inert holders, mylar flips, acid-free pages, or coin slabs once graded, and keep coins in a low humidity, stable temperature environment. Cleaners and polishing cloths are the enemy of collector value. Cleaning often creates microscopic scratches that kill eye appeal and lower grades. Common mistakes include overpaying for rare varieties without verification, trying to clean away toning, which can be attractive to collectors, and selling a candidate error privately without documentation. Those steps can lose you money. For long-term collecting, build relationships with trusted dealers and participate in local clubs. The knowledge you gain outweighs the cost of a single misstep. Alright, let's pull that together. The 1994 Australian 5-cent coin is usually a common circulation piece, but it's also a fantastic training coin for learning to spot varieties, understand Grading and practice buying and selling wisely condition. Defines value, mint, and proof. Examples matter true. Rarities exist but are rare and often need third-party verification. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode, where I'll cover how to photograph coins professionally for selling and how to read mint reports to spot low mintage anomalies. Drop a comment below if you have a 1994 5C you'd like me to look at, include photos, and I'll give my best honest opinion. And don't forget to like and share if this helped. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.